God couldn't let you climb all the way to the top, unload the clip, and just drop all your blessings at once, because you needed to know how it feels to be at the bottom. You needed that experience. You needed to see what it was like to lose it all and get that shit right back. And every time you thought you lost it all, not only did you get that shit right back, but you got it back tenfold. The way in which you got it back is way more than what you anticipated. This is the shit that nobody sees. Those sleepless nights, fighting through that depression, healing those traumas, sitting with yourself, isolating yourself, writing it out, crying it out. It's been a lot of shit that's been going on closed doors that nobody knows. Shit that's really brought you to your knees for real. Through all of that, you still maintain sane. Be grateful for that. Out of all the shit that you've been through, you've maintained your sanity. You earned your fucking stripe. You couldn't possibly think that spirit was going to forget about you. You were chosen to go through certain experiences because this was going to be a part of your testimony one day. What they think is key is your fucking testimony. They think they getting see. You got people watching you. You got people lurking you. You know what I'm saying? People doing weird shit. Motherfuckers is getting real weird. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to how this shit is really unfolding. You've earned your stripes. Every time you get knocked down, you land on your feet time and time again like a fucking alley cat. This shit can't stop you, but it's destined for you. No man can get in between. I don't give a fuck what they try to do. And you've shown that. You've proven that to yourself. But when life start lifing, you really learn to accept the things that you cannot change. You on the fucking move. You're about to accelerate forward. Like I said, nothing and no one can stop you. You are fucking unstoppable. You are limitless. Can't nobody box you in. Motherfuckers try to box you in, and they couldn't if they tried. You develop a sense of self, and because of that, you shall be rewarded. You couldn't think that you was about to go through all this shit and then do the work to transmute your pain into purpose and you not receive. That's impossible. There's no way that you gonna do the work and you don't receive the benefit of the work that you've done. This is a season of abundance. You have to know those who are around you, and you need to be aware as to who you're going to be sharing your blessings with this season. Everybody can't go. Everybody not finna go. Some motherfuckers is about to get left behind if they haven't already. I feel like you've been cutting people off and not thinking twice about the shit. They fuck with your energy. They disturb your peace. They not adding value. They bringing you down. They weighing you down. They feel like a motherfucking liability. You just cutting them off and not explaining yourself. Really congratulate yourself for that, because that is an example of you having so much fucking respect for yourself that you're not gonna let nobody come into your space and play in your face and disrespect you. So that shows a level of respect that you have for yourself. So congratulate yourself for that. That's amazing. They don't make them like you no more. You are rare. You know how rare you are? Motherfuckers out here don't have no morals, no principles, no value. They say shit but can't stand on it. See, you different. You've been standing on business. Even though you've had to make a lot of difficult decisions, you shall be rewarded for those decisions that you had to make that caused you temporary pain, but was so promising to your future. Your future self is going to thank you for that. I know that shit hurt right now. That shit gonna ache. And that shit gonna ache for a minute. Those difficult decisions that you're making right now, today, at this moment, your future self is thanking you. And your past self is thanking you as well. Every time you choose yourself, every time you're presented with the opportunity to choose yourself, you are securing a part of yourself that never felt chosen. You are reassuring and you're choosing to protect your inner child, your inner teen, that younger version of you that didn't feel like she or he didn't receive that protection. You're doing that for you, and that's amazing. For many of you, I feel like you've been on this journey for some time, and this shit is not all glitz and glam how they try to make it and portray it to be on the internet and on social media. They never talk about the real shit. I like to address the real shit. I just really want you to take it all in, because your life is about to change. And I mean change drastically. You've broken free. You freed yourself from those limiting beliefs. You freed yourself from certain mindsets. You think you're going to clear that much karmic debt and you're going to release all of those burdens and you're not going to be poured into by spirit? Spirit is about to pour into you like never before. You are going to be amazed simply because of one thing thing that you said, when you uttered those words, God, show me how good it can get. When you prayed that prayer, maybe you conjured all of your spirits, all of your ancestors. That shit echoed through the spiritual realm. And that's all that they was waiting for. They was waiting for you to say, you needed some assistance. You ready. Acknowledge them. And because you made that acknowledgement, they about to turn up in your life. Everything is about to change. And I mean, when I say change, I mean on some shit like you go to sleep one night, then you wake up and your lifestyle, your life as you know it is completely different. That's how drastic your life is about to change. Like, I really don't think that and it's about to change so much to the point where it was no way that you were going to be able to receive what you're about to receive now earlier, because you wouldn't have been ready for it. You wouldn't have known how to handle it and maintain it. God had to stabilize you first. Let me get you right, and then once I get you right, you're going to be able to maintain this that I'm about to pour into you. I also feel like you're a giver, and you've been giving yourself so much to the point where you've almost, if not, have depleted yourself. And so this time and this space, you weren't waiting. This was not the waiting phase. God was preparing you. This is the preparation. You have been being prepared. God has been working on you, moving through you, using you, transforming you, developing you. You've been in this cocoon. You've been being kept safe. The divine has been protecting you. You have been receiving divine guidance. This is your journey. So yes, it is going to feel like a lot of moments and a lot of times and a lot of things that you're going through, you feel alone. But always remember, you are never truly alone. You are a fucking warrior. You've been through so much, and that shit could have tore you down. And like I said, that shit could have fucked up your mental, for real. Because I'm picking up on the energy so much, and it's making me emotional. But you still move with grace. That is amazing. For you to have been through what you've been through, and then you've done so much work on yourself to not let your wounds bleed onto other people or go out into this world and hurt other people because of the people that have hurt you. That is so fucking powerful. That's some powerful shit. But rather, you take that hurt and you first passion project. You take that hurt and dive into your creativity. Take yourself into this meditative state to where you're in this flow state and channel that hurt into something positive. That's the definition of alchemizing. You are the magician in and over your life. You're orchestrating this shit. And it's all because you made the conscious decision to do something beneficial with that hurt. Not saying ignore the hurt, run from the hurt, neglect yourself, suppress yourself, but to actually embody that, go through the wave, experience what we're here to do. We are here to experience all of the emotions, go through all of the feels. We're not here just to feel good all the fucking time. We're here to endure it in it all, accept the good and the bad, accept the positive and the negatives. We're here to accept the duality, that this is a dual realm. And I really feel like you've been learning how to tango with the universe. You're becoming a fucking, whether you are male or female, a medicine woman or a medicine man, but a medicine woman. And people are now starting to come to you to want to know how to cure and maybe fix themselves, or are starting to ask you and approach you in certain ways, or ask you certain questions like, you know, how did you overcome that? Or how did you get from A to B? Or it's these questions, like you're starting to attract certain individuals, and these individuals are in a way looking for guidance from you, and you're attracting them. These could be completely strangers, and some of them are strangers, but these strangers, they pick up on your energy. You emit a certain frequency. Your aura is just, it radiates. And I see two dragonflies flying in the air together mating. That is so beautiful and random that I'm seeing that at this time. But you making love to yourself. You really learned how to make love to yourself. The ways that you want people to love you and they showed you that they couldn't, or the ways that you want people to have showed up for you and they failed you, the ways that, you know, you might have wanted your parents to love on you emotionally. And so that is something that you feel that you lack, or that you have a deficit in. But instead of going out looking for people, places, and things and situations to love you, you're learning, and God is showing you how to love yourself. You don't need nobody to love you. Nobody is ever going to love you the way that you love you. And you're not going to be in a relationship with no one longer than the relationship with yourself. But you really need to know know yourself, and you really need to learn how to love yourself. All the parts of you, even the parts that make you fucking cringe, that part needs love too. That part needs acknowledgement too. And I feel like you're learning how to do that. It's a process. This shit is a process, and I've learned that as well on my journey. And I'm really starting to understand you gotta take this shit one day at a time. If you take this shit too fast, or you try to do too much and move before you ready and move before you're being called to move, this can get real heavy and real ugly real fast. It really can. It will fuck you up in ways beyond your imagination. It will do it to you. Life will raw dog you if you let it. That's why you need to understand your emotions and understand yourself. Once you understand yourself, you'll be able to understand how to navigate through certain situations. You recognize that emotion. So when that emotion presents itself, you now know how to navigate through the experience. The experiences are going to change. However, that emotion is going to stay the same. So once that emotion presents itself in a different situation or scenario, you now have identified that emotion, how it makes you feel. You've learned how to navigate and move through it. So when it does present itself, boom, I'm feeling the emotion of, I never want to say I am, for example, depressed. I'm feeling depressed. We have to watch what we say because we cast our own spell. That's why it's called spelling. We cast spells on ourselves when we say certain things. So we need to be very mindful of what we say. You're not depressed. That is not who you are. You're feeling depressed. Emotions are something that's temporary. Allow it to move through you and not overtake you in your being. Feel the emotion, sit with it, and then let that shit go. Really feel your emotions, but don't let your emotions stay overnight, because when they stay one night, they gonna want to stay two, then they want to stay three, and then they not gonna want to leave your house. And see, we have problems when we have shit within us that don't want to leave. We got a visitor that don't want to leave. Now you done overstayed your welcome. Now I'm really gonna have to do even more to get you out of my house. Continue to do what you're doing, because whatever you're doing, you're doing that shit right. So don't stop doing what you're doing. Let them call you whatever they want to call you, because in a few months, them same ones that was talking that shit, they gonna come back and want to know how you did it. And then see, that's up to you. If you want to, you want to tell them the secret formula. Do you feel like they're worthy? Do you feel like they're deserving of that from you? That's your call. That's a decision that you're gonna have to make when the time presents itself. However, them same ones that mishandled you are the same ones that's gonna ask you how you did it. That's how I go. How did you do that? That's why they say the underdog's always a legend, for real. The ones they counted out, the ones they overlooked, the ones they thought like, bro, she not gonna do shit, or he not gonna do shit. He not gonna leave, she not gonna leave. They gonna keep putting up with my bullshit. See, that's why I say you built different. That shit is in you, not on you. God chose you. You are chosen. You were chosen by the Creator. The Creator made you, and He handpicked it and selected you to go into someone else's experience as a test. And the test was to see how they treat you. And a lot of people, I feel, have failed the test. God placed an earth angel, an angel in disguise. See, you are an earth angel. God handpicked you and placed you into someone else's experience as a test. And the test was to see how they would handle you. First, will they be able to identify who you are? That's first. Secondly, most of them mishandled you. And the reason why most of them mishandled you, which I feel like you had an epiphany and realization that it has nothing to do with me. It's the fact that they have not developed enough self-awareness to identify a fucking angel when they see one. That's the gag right there. So when God put you in their life, they didn't even realize who you are, which means they couldn't see you. And be grateful when people can't see you. Cause yes, although that shit might hurt, it might hurt because of how they do you and how they mishandle you. But see, that's not your karma. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You take that experience as your lesson. You're their lesson, and they're your lesson. Every person that you encounter in this realm is a test. That's why you always got to move with integrity, because you never know who you're dealing with. That's why you be kind to people. You don't judge people. You allow people the opportunity to fully show up and be themselves in whatever way that might look like for them, not to the standard and the expectation that you placed on them, but you allow people to show you who they are. And see, that might not align with your values and your morals yours, but that might be all that someone else can give. That might be the capacity, the full capacity at which they're able to express themselves or express whatever you're desiring from them. They might not have any more to give because a lot of people are empty. They haven't even given the shit that you're requiring and that you're desiring. They haven't even given that to themselves. So a lot of things right now are making sense to you. The math is mathing at this time. And regardless of what they do, you've shown yourself that you're not going to stoop to their level. You've honored yourself. You continue to move with integrity. People, I really do not think you understand how rare you are. Like, for real. If you landed on this message right now, it's not for everybody. I don't promote my messages, and I think I do that simply because it's gonna find who was meant to find. It's gonna find the right people. I truly believe that. If it was meant for you, you're gonna find it because what you seek is seeking you. That's why you found it. You're special. You're so gifted and talented and multifaceted. You're a multi-dimensional being. Don't let nobody box you in and tell you what the fuck you supposed to be doing, who the fuck you are. You stop letting people do that. You decided who you are. You decided to go in and do that work and not cut corners and not spiritual bypass and not look for fucking handouts and not get mad when doors close in your face and not take it personal when people tell you no. And you took all those experiences, all that hurt, and you've been in a fucking cocoon. You've been cooking in the spiritual realm. You may have not seen tangible results just yet. It's here. Your life is about to change drastically. All because you had faith. You had faith and you had courage and you wasn't scared to take risks. You continue to invest in yourself and in your well-being, and you knew if I keep showing up, something is going to change, because if you won't change, you got to be the change. So you've been changing a lot of things. You've been changing and cleaning up your diet. You've been changing and getting more active. You've been making these changes, and stop hanging out with certain people and stop going to certain places and stop indulging in certain vices and stop just doing certain shit. You've changed a lot about yourself. I'm so excited for you. Like, I'm genuinely excited for you because if don't nobody knows, I know exactly how it feels to have people overlook you. I know how that shit do not feel good. But see, that's when I started pouring more into myself, you know? Stop taking shit so personal. You stopped all that shit. You went in, you did what you were supposed to do. When you pop back out, you tell them to put some fucking respect on your name. And that's just what it is. Show you some fucking respect. This is your season. Everything you touch is gonna turn into gold. I see green, I see a lot of it. Whoever said money don't grow on trees lied, because shit, you planted so many seeds. You finna have money coming from every fucking where. You've planted so many seeds and you've been tending to your garden and you've been watering yourself, growing yourself, expanding yourself, nurturing yourself, loving on yourself. You've been giving out a whole lot of love. A love that doesn't come with any condition. Just loving just to love. Loving whoever, whatever, just to love. Whether they broken or blossoming, you loving them anyway. And you still manage to navigate this world with an open heart and a calm spirit amidst all the bullshit that you've been through. And that is your money magnet. That is how you drawing in the money to you. You don't have to chase nothing. That shit is about to come to you. So when it happens, please do share. The only thing you need to do is be. That's it. That's all. And the more you just be and the more you relax into the act of being who you've become, the 3D is going to line up. Everything is about to line up for you. All because you prayed and you asked God to show you how good it can get. So like I always say, if it hit, it was meant. If it burned, it was time. Spirit said what it said. And I just turned a flame into a frame. Stay soft, stay dangerous, and most importantly, don't let nobody fuck up your flow today.